Hey, what's good everyone? This is Marlon from Marley Mac Media with another video. In this video today, I am going to show you a track that I've remade from Craig David. It's a popular track out there at the moment, and I feel that that track is quite rich. It's got lots of different elements inside it, dancehall influences. It's got trap elements in there. It's got soul elements and R&B elements as well. As usual, I'm going to play through the track and let you hear what I've done, and then walk you through the various elements inside the track. Well, some of the various elements. This is inside Logic Pro X, and I've used only Logic instruments and plugins to create this track. So you'll be able to grab hold of this project file as well. I'll make it available as soon as I can, so you can check the link in the description for to be able to download the track so you can learn from it or use the elements such as the custom sounds inside your own projects. So without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into the track and have a playthrough. Alright, so just jumping straight into the first element I've got here is a pluck lead, and this is from Sculpture. If you want to see what I started with here, it's the classic marimba preset, and I've done some adjustments here to the ADSR, and I think I messed about with the filter and so on to get a certain kind of sound and to make it sound pretty much almost like the original. Then I've got a pad sound here as well. This is an instance of the EFM1, another pad here which comes in towards this section here, and this just layers up and makes it a bit more beefy. This is another instance of Sculpture. The audio track down here is a reverse cymbal that gives you kind of a build up, as you can hear there. So it adds a bit of effects into it to make it more suspenseful. The drums come in from an early stage, except that I only allowed certain elements to start with, like in the original. So you've got the snaps in this section here. Then we've got the clap. And the main part of the beat comes in here. And what's going on here is we've got an instance of the drum machine designer, and inside here you can actually just create your beat and change out various elements. For example, if I wanted to change the kick here, I could come over into the browser and select from any one of these kicks after auditioning them. So pretty much that's how I've done it here. So everything is written inside one MIDI file, inside one MIDI block here. If I wanted to mix them separately, there's the option of doing it inside the mixer. Down here you can separate, you can basically extend it out and see the various elements here. I can add effects to them here, or adjust the levels here. So you have full control over that, and it really keeps everything neat inside the arrangement view. So I like using that for my drums. I do have some separate snare hits where you can hear those fast snare rolls here. What I've done is I've got so if I pull that up here, I've got Ultra Beat 1, 2, and 3, and it's got the same exact snare drum, but what I've done is I've automated the pitch to go up, and also I've added in some arpeggiation here as well into the second track and the third track. I've separated them out because it was just easier to automate once I've had them on separate tracks. So for example, this first drum hit here is just playing single hits. So if I play that through, so that's playing just that, and the second and third ones are the arpeggiated ones, where I've basically turned the arpeggiator up to 1/64th dotted in order to get the fast rolls that you hear coming through towards the middle and the end here. So this took me some time to actually get right. It's a bit, it can be a bit time consuming, but once you get it right, it really is worth it. So if you want to do something like this, it's very easy to just drop an arpeggiator on there and just separate them out. There are other ways around it too, but this is the way I find that I do it really quickly and easily. So that's what you've got there. The bass, before I jump to the bass, actually I've got another instance of well, this is the ES2 here, just doing some kind of cello sound. And up top here I've got the grand piano that just comes in at these breakdown sections here. So this is what it sounds like. Below them you've got some white noise, which I've automated to sound like it's been side-chained to a compressor. So if you have a look at the white noise here, I've actually manually moved, well, actually let's back up a bit. So on here I've got an ESP which I've just turned the noise section up and adjusted the ADSR to my liking. So it sounds something like this on its own. Almost like a plane taking off or something, like a fighter jet. Now it sounds obviously flat and just boring like that. So what I've done is I've added an auto filter and automated the dry signal. So if you look at the dry signal slider here, you'll see it moving up and down. If I just move that out of the way so I can get to it. If I play that from here, actually I need to back up a bit more. This is what it looks like. Right, so you've got that cello hit again, that cello sound playing through here, and it's being layered up with all the other things that are playing in that section there as well. So let's just unmute that and play through this section here. As you can hear, I've got a tambourine shaker vibe going on. It's very subtle. I've turned it really low down and it's accenting the drums. This section of the drums, the pattern changes as well to almost like a reggaeton kind of vibe. And that's what you get from that breakdown section. Well, just after that breakdown section. So I've got a flute stack here, which is playing that lead sound. So it's got just two flute presets from the sampler inside Logic. So the EXS, always say this wrong, EXS24, I did say it right actually. So yeah, I've got two flutes stacked there and I've slightly panned one to the left and one to the right. This is not really true panning in Logic, but it does the job. What I mean by that is that Logic actually is just moving the recording. If it's a stereo file, it's moving to just one channel of that file rather than panning both the left and right channels to the left or right. There is a tool in here that you can use for panning if you have any problems with panning inside Logic. Sometimes it just works fine here, but if it sounds a bit weird, like for example, I've got it on the reverse cymbal sound. If I back up a bit here, so this, no, hang on, there it is, the reverse cymbal sound. So I've got, if I click on the track here, a directional mixer. So this is what you use in Logic for true panning. You have to add a plugin. If I switch this off, you'll hear the cymbal is coming out of mainly the left speaker. Or let's see. Just had to make sure I had my headphones on the right way around. So I've switched this off now and you can hear the cymbal has the recording coming mainly out of the left. If it would help if I solo it. I wanted it to kind of be more spread to the left and the right, not necessarily centered, but spread across the left and the right. I did put a tape delay on there as well to help with the interest of the sound. But if I switch this back on, you'll hear it balances out more. In fact, it's more leaning towards the right now. But if I had done this with just the panning inside Logic's mixer, I would actually lose, if I panned it to the right, I would lose a lot of the sound because it's not panning both channels, it's just moving it from the left to the right channel. Or when I save this down, I'm going to most likely freeze the piano tracks just to save on file size, but you will have the MIDI inside there as well. Or I'll create an audio track of the piano sound most likely and leave the MIDI files on a separate track, so you can always reopen your own grand piano and place the MIDI files on there or whatever you want to do. Again, this is a learning project for you, and also you can save all the various elements inside here for example, my bass 808 bass here, which is done inside the ES2, and another sub bass as well here inside the ES2. So you get all these presets once you have the file. So that's it for this video. Hopefully you like this track. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to this channel. We put out videos on music production and other related content. If you like what you see, just go ahead and click the thumbs up button, and go ahead and check the links in the description for any useful resources. This project file will be included there eventually. So just keep an eye out for that, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.